I was in Massachusetts about a month ago on the site of the largest old coal plant in America. Guess what? It costs them too much money. They can't count. No one's building new coal plants because they can't rely on it, even if they have all the coal guaranteed for the rest of the existence of the plant. So it's going to become a wind generation. And all they're doing is going to save them a hell of a lot of money, and using the same transmission line they transmitted the coal-fired electric on. We're going to be shutting these plants down all across America. No more drilling. There is no more drilling. I haven't formed any new drilling.
Oh my, I mean, somebody take the microphone away from this guy. Did he step in it or what? What happened to his cue cards? You know, those little 3x5 cute little cards with the talking points he's not supposed to digress from. What happened to them? Every single Democrat in Texas and Pennsylvania and Alaska and West Virginia face-palmed after hearing that. And just when the White House thought that they had successfully spun this away, creatively explaining their way out of it, a top polling expert just dropped a new bomb on Biden. It just gets worse and worse. Wait till you hear this bombshell. It's going to make your day, and we're going to see some of the final projections for what to expect in tonight's returns. You're not going to want to miss this. All right, so today's the day, gang. This is our moment. It's our moment to rectify the horrors we've endured at the hands of the permanent political class these last 2 years. It is Judgment Day for all the swamp rats and their conniving trolls in the lamestream media. This is our moment. We can't take anything for granted. We cannot be complacent. The enemy will do anything and everything to cling on to power. So we need to be vigilant and faithful in doing our part. I mean, just think about what they've done to us and our nation in these last 2 years. I mean, pick your poison. There's plenty of it to go around. Any one of their abuses of power is enough to justify their permanent expulsion from power. And just to remind us of how utterly vile and odious the Democrats really are, just hours before the midterms, Bike Riding Biden tried to improvise his way through a speech without once again crashing to the ground, and needless to say, he failed. Here's the Queen of Cringe, White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre doing her very best to gaslight what Biden said.
You mentioned about the president's statement, or what the president said on Saturday regarding coal. You mentioned a couple times, or repeated a couple times today, that those words were twisted. So who twisted them? Did Manchin twist them? Did someone else twist them?
It's how it was reported out was being twisted. So if you, and I want to be really clear because this is important. If you read the full transcript, the president was very clear commenting on a fact of economics and technology, as it has been from its earliest days as an energy superpower. America is once again in the midst of an energy transition, and the president is determined to make sure that this transition helps all Americans, and he's been very clear about that. And these weren't some novel comments as they were taken and twisted to be. The president has talked for years about this energy transition and the need to support coal communities through it, and so it was twisted by many others, and so we wanted to make sure that there was some clarity.
Yep, so there you go. That's what you should have taken away from Biden's comments. His comments, he was 100% supportive of the coal industry and coal miners and the fossil fuel industry. How could you have taken his comments in any other way? Silly. Well, too bad for Biden. Apparently, a lot of people are interpreting his comments very differently than Karine Jean-Pierre insists. Now, Biden is getting hit today with an absolute bomb, a poll bomb that spells utter disaster for the Democrats. You're going to love this, gang. You're going to absolutely love this. But first, make sure to click on that link below and save up to 70% on all of Mike Lindell's MyPillow products if you use my special code Turley. You know that Mike's himself been the target of the deep state, the FBI raiding his phone, all the while the woke Walmart has been canceling him. We could show him our support while at the same time he extends his lowest prices ever over to us. So make sure to use special code Turley, and you can get the classic MyPillow, which is normally $69.98 for only $19.98, and that applies to over 200 products in their catalog. So again, don't wait. Click on that link below. Let's support our fellow patriot Mike Lindell, and let's get his best savings ever. All right, so this is coming from our good friend Rich Barris over at the People's Pundit. Now, Barris is one of the single most accurate pollsters out there, and Rich has just announced that of all the midterm data he's looked at, it all suggests that we're about to witness what may be the single largest voter shift in U.S. election history. The single largest voter shift in U.S. election history. And this voter shift, meaning voters who have voted for Democrats in at least the last 2 election cycles, often more, but who are now coming out and voting Republican. This voter shift is being driven by 2 major voting demographics: Latinos and white suburban women. Barris is calling it sort of the 1-2 punch, the left-right knockout combo that promises to floor the Democrats. The left punch is the mass defection of Latinos, who are consistently polled as the most conservative demographic in our nation. They're the most pro-life, the most pro-family, the most pro-religion, pro-faith. Miami-Dade. I mean, we talked about this earlier yesterday. Miami-Dade, one of the most bluest of blue counties in the nation, Miami-Dade, Florida, 70% Latino, is about to go red. It already has in many ways. We saw this in 2020 when Florida turned solid red. It's no longer a purple state. It's not a swing state anymore. This election will prove that. Florida's solid red, largely because of this mass defection, that we then saw manifest itself in southern Texas with the shocking win of Mayra Flores, the ultra-MAGA Christian conservative, right, to win in the Rio Grande region. And now we're seeing it manifest itself in Arizona and Nevada. One study was particularly shocking in capturing this massive voter shift among Latinos. An NBC poll found that 49% of self-described conservative Latinos said that they were voting for the Democrat for Congress versus 40% who were voting Republican. So it's a 9-point edge for Democrats, 49 to 40. 10 years later, September of this year, 2022, the same question was asked, are you voting for the Republican or the Democrat for Congress? A whopping 73% of conservative Latinos said they're voting Republican. Now get this, only 17% said they're voting Democrat. That's a 65-point swing towards the Republicans among conservative Latino voters. This is what Barris is talking about. We may be seeing today, as of today, the single most dramatic voter shift in U.S. history. So that's the left punch. The right knockout punch is, of course, the widely reported mass defection of white suburban women who were all in with the Democrats back in 2018 and 2020. They're done. They've defected overwhelmingly to the Republicans. According to the latest Wall Street Journal poll, white suburban women have swung over to the Republicans by a 26-point swing. White suburban women are now favoring the Republicans by a 15-point margin. It's a 26-point swing since the last time the Journal took the poll in August. And white suburban women make up 20% of the voting population. So this is just gigantic. And again, it explains why we're seeing all the polls moving in the GOP's favor. So here are some of the big predictors for what to expect tonight. Again, gang, these are just predictions, okay? We need to get out there and vote and do our part. But here's the assessment of some of the better forecasters. I've got 2 for you. Henry Olson of the Ethics and Public Policy Center, an excellent analyst of historic midterms, is predicting a GOP takeover the Senate with a pickup of 4 seats for a total of 54 seats. And he sees the Republicans in the House reaching just shy the 250-seat mark, which would be the biggest majority the GOP has had in the House since 1928. So he's basically predicting a bloodbath tonight. The RCP projections for tonight, they see the GOP winning 53 seats in the Senate and a possible 48-seat pickup in the House. And keep in mind, The Republicans already have a very sizable seat number. They're just 6 seats away from the majority. So this isn't going to be as dramatic as like the 1994 Gingrich revolution when they were down to 176 seats. The GOP now is 212 seats, 36 seats more than in 1994. So we're not interested in the actual amount of seats gained per se in the House. We're interested in pushing the ceiling, as it were, the boundaries of the majority. We want to get to the highest number of Republicans since 1928. So 240, 250 seats would do it. That would be awesome. So again, gang, we can't be complacent. Get out, vote no matter where you are. Let's do this, and let's make history together, and let's send the most unmistakable message imaginable to the swamp creatures in D.C. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You will definitely want to check out my latest video on all hell breaking loose live on MSNBC. You're going to absolutely love it. So make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.